Oh, yeah. What's going on? It is unfounded. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, as always. Around me, I got my boys, Isaac and Brian. We got Isaiah back in the house today. Hey, I ain't asked you all that foolishness. Obviously, this thing has a little battery on it, so I'm just turn it off. All right, but yeah, man.
What was the point of that? And it failed miserably.
It failed horribly, dog. Oh my gosh. How y'all doing though?
I'm all good, man. I'm good.
I'm chilling. I'm good, bro. How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. My mom and my brother tore that battery all the way down to the end of it, so it didn't work. Oh my gosh. We are starting a little bit late thanks to, the one that is always late, Mr. Breon.
Shut up. Unknown. Hey, he didn't send me the information. It's fine.
I definitely put it in there. Isaac saw it.
I did see it. I saw it like 9 this morning.
Obviously,
partially because I couldn't sleep.
It must be a thing because people just don't know how to read. And Breon, I guess he doesn't know how to read. I'm just surprised that you didn't put anything in your hair.
Doesn't know how to read. Hey,
Well,
Mule. What'd you major in?
Psychology.
Can I see your degree?
Yeah. Once
look at me. Good night.
Yeah. Once I go back and get it, then you can see it. Okay.
I'm not interested in once as an if and when. I want results.
Breon had people write his essays.
Oh man!
No matter how you cross
your homies ain't your homies, man.
But yeah, I kind of segued into the arts and crafts section of the podcast. Let's talk about this idiot today. So there was a woman by the name of Tessica from New Orleans, from that area. Yeah, so her name was Tessica, Breon.
I know. I'm hip to her. I just...
So
bad.
I guess this happened about a month or so ago. But she doing her hair, tried to lay down her edges and whatnot, and then she uses this product called Gotta Be Glue. So she ran out of it. I guess Gotta Be Glue is like it's like a something that they use to keep the hair down and whatnot. She wanted to make sure her hair was down as she go out, step out, and so she's like, you know what? I'm out of this. I'm gonna use this Gorilla Glue spray. And she sprays her hair with Gorilla Glue spray, and now she ended up probably not being able to grow her hair again. She got it all out of her hair, but she lost quite a bit of hair in the process.
Hey yo, man, I don't feel bad for her at all with none of this.
Thank you. No sympathy.
Slightest. Honestly, it's one of those situations where I'm like, yo, she's making us look bad. Like, what's wrong with you, yo? Why would you? Because if you didn't already have that, right? Which why would you? If you didn't already have that, you went to the store and got that. Like, so that means that you it's not in the hair aisle. It's nowhere near where anything that you should put on your body goes. And for her to say she gonna sue Gorilla Glue because she sprayed her hair with permanent glue.
The thing, here's my issue. I don't know who would be more mad at, her or these niggas out here supporting her.
Probably the second one.
Because you got people like Chance the Rapper out here giving his support to this idiot. Like, bruh, it's already bad enough you fell off with your first album. And then you want to come out here and support idiots like this during Black History Month.
Hey, the big day was
flop.
To me, okay, it was I know it was
that joint was pretty weak, yo.
It was.
I want to say that came out the same day as The Lost Boy, right? Yeah, it was the same day as The Lost Boy because I was on the way to New York when it came out. No, that was straight garbage.
I didn't say it was great. I said it was okay. Like I like that song he had with, like
So
I like the
we're swimming
song
in
"The Big
mediocrity?
Day" with like the song with Francis and the Lights. I thought that was a good song, and then the song with Gucci Mane. I thought it was a good
Here's
song.
the issue though, right? Like you can't drop an album and only have a few songs. Anyway,
I mean,
you're
you're
right.
right, because look at his mixtapes. You look at all his mixtapes. I mean, he got hot off of what was the last mixtape he dropped?
Acid Rap.
No,
Coloring Book.
Coloring Book, and he got hot off of that mixtape, and then you come out here and do that.
Well, he also got hot off of Acid Rap with him and.
I mean, yeah, he got known off
Childish.
That. Yeah. He really popped off with the Coloring Book, and then you just can't.
I view the whole situation differently than you, but I don't think this was what we were talking about at first.
Oh no, but I mean, my whole point is
popping before Color Book came out. When Chance 3 dropped, people was waiting on it like that.
I must have been a late bloomer then.
No, it was.
Yeah.
I had to go back to find.
Yeah.
Acid Rap and all that,
But back to the I don't know how to explain this. I was sitting there watching it with my mother, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, what is going on?" Like, she's stupid. It's like, don't call her. No, she's stupid.
She didn't use her common sense.
Okay.
Like, it literally says on it, "Do not use in your body."
It's so bad. It's so bad.
I don't understand how she even thought that this might be a good idea to use on my hair.
Precisely. She didn't.
Reading is fundamental, man. And this was just a very clear sign of what I feel like, society has built into us right now. So many people are so focused on just having the right look that they will literally sacrifice their bodies and put that on the line. And then when it don't work out in their favor, they start complaining and moaning and like, "Oh, this is so terrible. The people that made this need to be stopped." But nobody made you do this. Nobody made her do this. Foolishness, dog. Foolishness, dog.
Like, I don't know, man. My granddad always said that people thought that the safest place to hide $100 bill was in a book.
I mean,
and people like her make it seem like that's true.
Facts.
Absolutely.
And one more, and just to add on, the last thing I want to add on, I said it on Facebook, and it still bothers me to this day. I'm still bothered by the fact that people donated to her GoFundMe. 20 grand.
I'm not surprised.
And then she's verified on Instagram.
Now that was hilariously sad, but it does make sense. I mean, she became an overnight internet craze. So.
Well, Andrew Caldwell ain't got his verification yet. Where his at?
Who is that?
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
Okay.
Oh, dog. I think he just missed out on the time turn, man. We at that point right now where people are super driven for the social media feed, It's extremely strong. It's legit a drug out here. It's a major dopamine rush. So it's not surprising now that after she would do something like this, get online, be so sensational, tell such a sob story, even though it's entirely her fault. Tell this sob story. It ain't surprising that so many people are behind her. It's Black History Month. They're like, we got to support our Black women, which, I mean, it's true. But like,
support the stuff that matters, Don't support somebody, that's a detriment of themselves.
Right. I mean, yeah, support Black women, protect Black women. But when Black women do something stupid, I'm going to need you to go ahead and just suffer in your stupidity and then learn your lesson at the end of the day. And then we can talk after.
That's toxic masculinity.
Oh my gosh.
The most
Here we go with the T word.
Anyway, so I have been deep into Toby. I can't pronounce his last name. Starts with the N.
Wigway?
Yeah, thank you. I've been like just having his stuff on repeat for the past like since you told me to give him a listen, and it changed my life.
Yo, that last album, that last project that came out is amazing, man.
Yeah, Sync Originals, like it's
come out for real. Yo, that track he did with Big Crit, that Bozos, Toby Nwigwe, and Big Crit, man, that joint is some flame, bro. I'm glad you're getting on
his music videos give me a healthy Kanye vibe. Like when I say that, like they give me a vibe that's like imagine like all the Sunday services Kanye was doing. It was like that, but pretty much like just all, not that those were bad, but they were just all like it's the new way for music videos. Like I want every music video I see to be like that from now on, you know.
They got more creative with it. A lot of what we were seeing was just you know, ass shaking and fancy things.
Yeah.
I mean,
cars. He had his family involved.
Like,
it was like
I feel like the pandemic has really made it to be where you have to be more creative now. Because I always go back to the BET Awards and how creative a lot of those performances were.
Can we talk about Tekashi 6ix9ine almost fighting Meek too?
Can we not talk about Tekashi?
I forgot about him, honestly. So until you were Brian's name,
I mean, the dude was like Abraham Lincoln now. So
it's so bad.
You say he's Abraham Lincoln?
His beard.
He's got a beard like Ants, basically, where it's like his face is clean, but he's got a beard right here.
And he definitely just took a shot at you. He said you got a Tekashi beard, bro.
He forgets I know where he lives.
Ant forgets like I'm ready anytime he wants to pull up.
I was just right down the street from his house yesterday.
I think, wouldn't you like break this man's arm or something? Like,
I mean,
break my arm?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can't break your neck, so. So.
I mean, you could.
No, you can't. He'd have to.
Here we go.
I'll take you work all that.
Have to do some voodoo to get to that thing. I think he did. I think like a rain rap tornado, you can't see shit.
Shut up.
Oh, he lost me at voodoo though.
I think you better
come in with the spirit of your ancestors, man.
No, man, I feel like with Anthony, it'd be the first time I have to try. I was like, man, let me make sure. I'll probably call you first to make sure I'm doing it right, Isaiah.
That's hilarious. We on a recorded. I'm gonna say that for later, but I got you, baby. I got you.
No, but can I get serious for a minute though? I gotta know. I'm pretty sure. Are you surprised by anything that I know you saw what happened on January 6th. So you're surprised by any of that, or what?
They did not that this man was acquitted again?
No, not even that. I'm just saying like the fact that happened. Like,
wow.
Like, I'm not surprised that he got acquitted. I'm really not. Because I know there are other states, district attorneys that are waiting to just bury him with an enormous amount of stuff or whatever. I'm just, hopefully. I'm saying that trying to be optimistic. But the fact that this stuff happened on January 6th, and then just the events with like that it happened, and then all of a sudden, all these like white people are so upset that their own family and friends are turning them in, and then like they're all expecting like, well, why? Like, I know you've seen some of the videos of people, the police pulling up to these people's houses and arresting them, their places of work, and arresting them. And the way I put it, I'm like, I've never seen this many white people get arrested unless I was watching like The Godfather or something like that.
Or cops.
Yeah, or cops. Like, I've never seen this many white people get rounded up so fast. So,
man, you know, that's hilarious. I have not been watching any of those videos. I really have not been on social that much, especially after a lot of what happened with that, man. But it's just wild. It's not surprising that we got to this point. Low key, it's surprising that it took this long, to be fair. What I was really surprised about, I think, no foolishness is, what I really was surprised about was the fact that fewer people died. There were a lot fewer guns reported at this event than I would have expected from Trump supporters, from people that are always, our guns are everything type of deal. I definitely would have expected there to have been a lot more ammo, more weaponry at that siege, at the insurrection. And I'm glad that there wasn't, because it was bad enough as it was. But I don't know, it was weird, man. That joint was weird because it kind of just seemed like for all the talk and bravado, y'all really half-assed this effort right here.
Damn, they did.
I mean, they did a lot, but at the same time, it still was like, I don't know. It's surreal to watch it, man. That's really.
I thought it was
really surprising to me. I kind of knew everything was going to go down the way it was. At this point, I was like, they could be doing a lot more. We still have the stimulus talk that still is being pushed back. Everything else going on, and it's just like I'm just ready for the whole thing to be over with. Let him go ahead, go through whatever civil, criminal, whatever, all the lawsuits. There's probably waiting out for him now. Let that handle itself, and y'all go ahead and worry about the getting things back to where it should be. We got a lot of work to do. I'm more concerned right now with education, obviously for obvious reasons. A lot of schools, I know both of our districts have been virtual for the most part. Portsmouth for the entire part, but I know Suffolk for the most part. And Suffolk's kind of getting back to a closer thing. I know the governor has already said that he wants all the schools in the state to be back in school in some kind of form. So we'll see how that goes by the 15th of March.
That's crazy.
And then he was talking. Did you hear his other comment about it? Having everybody in summer school. So like year-round school.
About making school year-long right now. I'm like, listen, bro, what you not about to do?
Right.
Is take my summer from me and not give me no extra coins. So if y'all ain't about to come up off any of this extra, if y'all not about to pay me for extra services rendered, you damn sure ain't about to catch me at work this summer.
Right. I mean, they gonna have.
I understand the reason though. So like aside from my personal conveniences being taken, I do understand like I guess why they want to do that. And in certain regards kind of disrespectful because I mean it's to say that none of the kids are learning, which ain't true. But a lot of people are not doing good in this environment. So I get that.
Definitely.
So I see the need for it. But to say that parents need a break, nigga, what?
Like I completely understand the not liking the whole virtual schooling thing because I know when I was in college I had classes. I was 21 years old and I hated it then, so I could understand that these 13, 14, 15-year-olds are probably not doing too well with it. Some are. I know some that are probably doing better virtual than they were doing in person, and that's normal.
Ooh, man.
It's normal for some people to feel that to be better off that way, but I'm pretty sure for the most part, most people would rather be in a face-to-face setting so they could get the better benefits of it.
Yeah.
So we'll see how everything goes, man. I know vaccines are rolling out. Cities are starting.
You don't get it?
Not yet.
Are you waiting?
Huh?
Are you waiting?
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Oh, I'm not getting it at all.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not getting it.
Yeah,
the thing is, I'm not. It's not like I'm waiting for the next round of people to go or anything. But I'm just waiting. I might wait a few years before I even say, okay, maybe I'll go and get it. But I want to see how things really play out because
you're saying you're
waiting. I don't trust it.
You're waiting because you think it might be gone by the time.
No, I just don't trust it because here's why I don't trust it. DMC.
What? Devil May Cry?
Did you not see the video?
Run DMC?
I was gonna say that was actually my follow-up.
Why is it that they because here's the thing. We know America has been put black people last in just about everything that is going on in this country, has gone on in this country.
Okay.
Why is it that they're making it a personal agenda to target black people to make sure they get the vaccine?
Because they want to kill us.
Oh yeah.
That's my problem. Like,
there are millions of ways to kill us. If they're literally all right. I see what you're saying. I do. But if the government wanted to kill us, they could just kick in the door, throw a flashbang, actually throw a shrapnel grenade.
They could. But here's the deal with that, right? You were in the military. If they were to just go and do that to regular citizens in mass, right, on the world scale, they look evil.
Exactly.
And America has a lot of very evil tendencies, but they don't want it to be that like obvious, which is the evil villain thing to do. Everybody not going the Joker route where they're laughing maniacally in the street. A lot more people are going the Riddler route where they're planning quietly and setting up traps and things that end up taking a long time to come to fruition. And this is the kind of deal that we got right here. I don't want to make this blanket statement and say that everybody in the government is out to kill us, right?
I mean, it's not untrue though.
Yeah, but that would be crazy. Like, everybody's definitely not trying to take us down. It's good people that are working in these various places, right? But the best way to do it, population control, which has been talked about on the world scale for the last 100 years, is to do it like this, is to do it under the guise of we are helping you. Now, quietly let me give you this needle and go to sleep. There's no telling what's really about to happen, but I know that people that push this stuff are also the same folk that are eugenicists. And one of the things that's very easy to do, you can kill people by having them sign up for it. And then you can just blame it as a side effect of medicine, and then you get off scot-free. And what we're seeing with this joint right now, this is a trial drug, bro.
It's not even fully FDA approved.
Millions of people with. I mean, it's still technically in clinical trials. Now, I understand the rationale, pandemic, the world is in chaos. They had to rush it. They're trying to do something to help folk. I understand. But I don't trust them. I don't trust them enough to actually go and get it. It's like, it's one of those things where, y'all know about QAnon, right?
No,
yeah, I've been reading about it ever since.
All right, so look, like the QAnon joint, it's like it touch on some stuff that I 100% believe is real, but then it goes so left field that it's like this shit is batshit crazy. This cannot be true. Like you got me at first when you was talking about it's a group of rich folk that's pedophiles and they do like, you know what, I could see that, but then they start name dropping, and then Donald Trump is the savior coming to free us from the Come on, you can't
even say that with a straight face.
You can't. I can't say it with a straight face. So what I'm getting at right now is that there's too much uncertainty around this, and in the middle of all this chaos, I'm seeing a very clear path for some evil to take place that people have talked about for years. And so it ain't like I'm just pulling this out of nowhere. I'm not getting it because I feel like in 10 years, it's going to be one of those class action lawsuit commercials. Have you or a loved one received the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine? If so, you are entitled to a large settlement.
That's fair.
Give it a little bit of time, man. That's not what I want to happen. I wholeheartedly hope that all of my fears on this are wrong.
I mean, I got loved ones that already have it, so it's like I hope I'm not wrong in my feelings, but I just don't see any need in me trusting people that have put us last in so many other things, but then now you want to have all these people come out and try to use blackface to say, "Hey, black people, it's okay, we can take it." You used they used somebody else for they used DMC. I can't remember who else it was. But the DMC one was really the one that was like, all right.
Was it Run DMC?
It was just DMC.
Okay. Sorry.
Red flag,
I tried to bring back that joke again, and it didn't work. So I apologize.
So once I saw that, I was like red flag.
But I'm not saying I'm not gonna get it. I'm saying that until they mandate it, because I do work in the shipyard, so so if they mandate me to get it, I know I won't have a choice. But
Hey,
at this point, I'm just hoping it's over before I have to think about it. So.
Hey man, we'll see, man. But I don't know. I'm just, and I mean, I already have antibodies in my system as it is. Yeah, I had COVID between the last time we talked, so
crazy.
Got it right at the end of the year, into 2021.
Boy, you didn't mutate, grow a third leg, and nothing like that.
Nah, I thought I had a cold until I got tested.
Wow.
So
it was very very mild.
What kind of test did they give you? They give you like the super deep nasal swab where they poke like the back of your eyeball?
They let me do it myself, so I didn't really go all the way.
I went to CVS. You failed that test.
Huh?
You failed that test because nobody's gonna willingly destroy themselves. How far back I gotta go?
And I didn't go far back at all. She was like just taking it there. I just it tickled. It tickled.
Like I gotta put that.
It feels so weird. It's like, all right, next go to the next nostril.
No, sir.
So you have to take the thing, and it goes up both nostrils. So it's like I'm just transferring.
Yeah, they gave me the plastic tip. Told me up, boy. He's like, right. And the doctor was like, man, I feel so bad. Here's some water. I'm sorry. I was like, it's oh goodness.
And I don't remember that. They say the flu test was like that, but I don't remember the flu test going up my nose.
Yeah, the flu test.
When they gave me the flu test a few years back, it was like in my mouth.
Ew. Are you?
I've never had that. So
I went to a pediatric doctor, so that might be why. As long as we're not in China where they're giving people anal tests, so I mean that's good.
That's a yikes for me.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I mean, evidently they say it detects the virus. I don't know how it detects the virus better in your butt, but okay.
I think China is just testing all this new world order stuff out on their people. They got the microchip going. They got the recognition everywhere, the social media identification. So that if you have a terrible public profile, they limit your access to like other things you could do, like buying tickets and stuff to go to events or getting on transportation, like buying a plane ticket or stuff like that. They're doing a lot of that already, so it ain't surprising. They just try and go ahead and get everybody used to being a pro.
You know what? You have a point there, because I'm the type of person that listens to a little bit of everybody's side. So I will listen to the liberal side of things, and then I'll go ahead and listen to what the conservatives say. And everybody has a point to a situation. And then I know a lot of conservatives are saying that we're starting to see the Chinese government influences starting to kind of track its way over here. And I don't know. Do you see that being something that could be happening within the next few years?
You mean communism? Or like the way they're handling the pandemic?
I mean all of that.
Man.
Because the conservatives' issue right now is censorship. Is their big issue right now, because there is a lot of
Eric, let me talk about that. So side note, because here's the thing. One thing I'm seeing people are upset at Gina Carano from The Mandalorian. They're upset with her, but then I see some people defending what she's saying by saying, "Oh, her freedom of speech is under attack." I said, "No, it's not. Her freedom of speech isn't under attack. It is what she said. You can't say." And plus, if you think about it, the company she works for is a privately owned company. Like you got to remember, it's freedom of speech, but not freedom of consequence. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
You're right, and here's the thing, because I saw that, and a lot of people were saying that, and then what happened was they brought up the other guy that works with her, and he kind of made a similar post, and that was
Wait, which guy?
I don't know these guys. I barely know who Gina Carano is.
Hey.
I had no idea who that was.
Right. Who saw the
What he
Mandalorian?
did,
All 8 episodes, all 16 episodes. Yes,
Right.
sir.
It was fantastic, wasn't it?
It was great. Now I gotta say,
Did you pop when you saw Ahsoka? Because I did.
Not really. I knew she was coming.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I still got excited nonetheless.
Oh, no, that's my girl. That's good for me forever. That's Claire Temple.
Anyway, no, the thing was because she said that being a conservative now is like being a Jew in Nazi Germany. Which that's literally what she said. That's why that's why everybody's upset.
I mean, for better context, what she was saying is because she was on that whole tip about censorship. So she's saying that people are like snitching because, like she said, basically the Nazi Germany police, military, whatever, didn't have to do as much because their neighbors were doing it for them. And she showed a picture of and she said even the kids. So she showed like a picture. She shared a picture of like these Nazi kids, these German kids, pretty much attacking Jews, helping them get put into the camps. Which I'm like,
hey,
you are reaching
so much. She pulled her hamstring reaching.
But then I saw it was another guy that was on the Mandalorian, and he put up there, and this was he compared Trump, and he compared the other side. It was basically the other way around, and then he used a picture of he used the incorrect picture to use to compare.
Here I'm gonna read word for word what she said. She says that Jews were beaten in the streets, not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children. Because history is edited, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them for simply being Jews. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views? And she's saying that from a conservative perspective, basically.
Hey, yo, it is hilarious to me how the conservatives have consistently tried to paint themselves as the victims in these situations. When these people are 100%, like a lot of times, dog, like this one is aggravating. Like, yo, y'all made this situation for yourself. Nobody did this to you. It's not like y'all were just out here minding your own business. Come on, dog. Like this joint is hilarious. And every time that they like to say that, they like to go with that sensational, oh, it's like we're being hunted, we're being treated like the Jews. Y'all are not. And if anything, y'all are the people that are the ones that were calling the folks on the Jews, that were the ones out here talking about we need to watch them and that. Y'all were the ones that created the ghettos and put them in there. The conservatives in our country right now, a lot of them are the same people that are leaning far more towards fascism. The same people that were out here supporting Donald Trump. The same people supporting the people that showed up on the insurrection on the 6th, or happy that Trump won't go fully be able to get convicted with this second impeachment. The type of people that voted the QAnon folk into office.
I found it. So it was Pedro Pascal.
Okay, well, what did he say?
He posted a picture in 2018, picture of Germany 1944. We know what that is. And they're behind barbed wire fencing. So I'm guessing this is the Jews. And then he posts America 2018, kids behind bars. So I guess that was the cages. But the issue was that picture wasn't America.
Where was it?
That was Palestine.
Okay.
So he posted something totally incorrect, trying to depict as Nazi Germany, and so that was a lot of the people saying, "Well, why is he still hired there?" And that's why I always say both sides are just straight. I don't identify with either side because it's like, dude, y'all can't make up your mind who's where
Well,
and both sides are absolutely trash.
okay, I'm not. Okay, this is not me approving of what Pedro Pascal did. All right, I'm gonna put that disclaimer out now. That's not me saying that. It is, however, me saying he didn't say that his beliefs are being shot down like Jews. He didn't say that.
But he's comparing them. He's comparing this to the Nazi Germany. That's the issue. It wasn't him. It wasn't him personally, but he was still kind of using that whole analogy. Which I was talking to a friend who's, I think he leans more conservative, but he was saying nobody should be using the Holocaust as a comparison.
And you're right.
And if we use that as a scale,
right.
then we should be, everybody should be kind of condemned in that situation. And I agree. I don't think anybody should be using the Holocaust as a comparison for this.
It's sad to see that victimhood go to literally turn mass genocide into a symbol for accountability to their words.
Yeah.
Right.
It's that whole freedom of speech, First Amendment thing in the States is so hilarious. And Isaac, I think you were saying this a little while ago about that. It's like people want to be able to say whatever it is, but don't want other folk to say anything back to them after they've said it.
Right.
Like, you can say this. I'm not going to arrest you for this, but the people that hired you don't have to keep you employed because
there's a lot of things we can't say as employees of the public school system.
You know what I'm saying?
Then we lose our job. That's not them violating our freedom of speech.
And you don't even really got to be crossing no type of moral bounds. It don't got to be nothing like you were out here, saying a bunch of sexually explicit stuff with your kids around. I could understand that, but like you can't even talk about. A lot of times you can't talk about spirit. You ain't supposed to really go into like politics and stuff. You can't have that kind of open discourse unless you yourself are being just like a moderator or whatever. I don't know. I see the bureaucracy in that, and I understand, but I don't know, man. You got consequences for your words. I think you should be able to say what you want to say, but you also got to understand that somebody might want to punch you in the face afterwards.
I saw a guy.
I mean, obviously, she's not.
I saw a guy on TikTok that said, "You can say what you want, but geographical location and results may vary."
Right, but I mean, she's not. I'm pretty sure she's not stressing about it. If she really was stressed about it, she would have shut her mouth. So she kind of knew she had something in the back.
Well, what she did do, she did team up with Ben Shapiro to do some conservative film, which,
that's gonna be terrible, and nobody's gonna see it.
Nobody.
I'll never see it, at least.
Speaking of conservatives, so there's a individual that says she's thinking about running for president in 2024.
Nobody's gonna vote for her.
I don't know. She has a lot of fans, dude.
Who are you talking about?
Candace
Owens?
The white people love Candace Owens.
Well, of course they do. Yes, she's going to run for president. But of course, white conservatives love her because she is that token that they can wave around and say, "See, we got one of yours." I'm like, and everybody else is like, "She ain't one of ours. We don't care." Like, we don't.
She's one of us, but she the one of us that you gotta watch out for. She the one of us that'll sell you out.
She's the William O'Neills to our Fred Hamptons.
I have not seen the movie yet, so don't really spoil.
No, that's not. It's not even about the movie.
I know, but I just wanted to say that before anybody tried to segue into it.
What movie are we talking about?
Judas and the Black Messiah.
Oh man.
I did listen to. Did anybody check out the soundtrack though?
Yeah, I listened to it. I watched the movie too, man. It's all fire, dog.
I saw some clips of it, and that dude played that part.
It did.
Yeah.
You talking about Kaluuya?
Yeah.
Keith had to get some counseling after playing this part.
I'm sure. I was like, man, I like this dude too, because he did.
Because you got to really channel that character, and that could cause a lot of mental issues.
Bro, when you gotta watch it, dog, and like they do a really good job of showing what's going on, And it's a great movie, man. Like I know the story, I know what's gonna happen. So when the movie first was coming out, I mean, I know what's good, but to see everything get played out, it's different, man.
I googled it a while. I think I was scrolling through on MSN, and they had like historical events and all that, and his name popped up, and I was just curious. So I did some research even before, like years before the movie even was going to be announced, and I found that's how I found out about it. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. It's very interesting. So while we're on the same topic of that, can I ask you, is this Isaiah? Is this kind of like the way Malcolm X will put it? Is what's going on to conservatives right, not to conservatives, to the Republican Party right now? Is this like their chickens coming home to roost, as Malcolm X will put it?
I would think so.
Yeah.
But not I mean, but I feel like we're seeing the start of this, you know. Quite frankly, I really hope the party dies. Not just them. I hope the Democrats also as a party. I would like to see both of them die and wither away and fall into the abyss of history. But hopefully we can at least get the Republican Party to fall out the way first. I feel like the Democrats have been placeholders, placaters. They like to say one thing and then give you an empty gesture later. But I'll take it. I'll take an empty gesture. You still let me in the door. That means I can get in here and build some shit. With the other side, it often feels as though they're more boxing us out. And I don't always think that's the case, but as a black person, that feels like the case. So to see what's going on, to see all of that craziness come back on their head, to see and hear the party falling into division, the fact that you got Republicans pissed, that you got other Tea Party Republicans that are there that are QAnon supporters, and that you had this whole entire Trump fiasco happen. That some of these people were literally minutes away from their death on January 6th. That I I hope it really is, man. I'm hoping to see consequences and changes really coming to the fold, but quite frankly, it don't seem like that's really about to happen yet.
I
Uh,
sorry. Go ahead.
Nah, I just want to wait and see what's gonna happen, man. I will
Yeah.
say that Joe don't really seem like he's playing a lot of games with folks right now. They called this man Sleepy Joe for a long time, and he came out here trying to shake some shit up. So uh, I'm trying to see what's really going to happen, man. Um, I don't know. You asked me if the chickens coming home to roost for the Republicans. Yeah, yeah. I got to rambling a little bit. I'm sorry, but yeah, nah, I
Yeah.
think they
Already,
are seeing
a lot of
some.
Republicans already saying that they're about to leave and start their own new party. So you're starting to see that kind of crumble in their face as it is.
The way I put it was like, I said this like multiple times to a lot of people. Like it's like they're eating each other, figuratively. Like they are not even on some civil wars. They are literally eating each other in order to come out on top. And the more they do it, like the way I put it like this is, I was watching this James Bond movie. I think it was Skyfall, and the way he described it, what he said, like the villain was like what his grandmother would do to capture rats. She would put them all in an oil drum, in an empty oil drum, and put a line of coconut and they would follow the coconut and fall into the drum. So all the rats would be trapped inside the drum. So when they get hungry, what do? They start eating each other, you know? So then, in order to survive, so then there's only two rats left. And then you take those two rats left and you put them back out into the wild. But now they don't eat coconut anymore. They're only eating rats. They only craving other rats, and that's how it is right now. You're feeding them all this logic and all this belief system to have them believing a certain way. You're luring them in with that, and then when they get in, you're feeding them all this other stuff, and then all of a sudden now you just have people. Now it seems like the last two rats are left are either people with the conservative mind or the Trump supporters and QAnon side. you know, because I know conservatives, the way it is, conservatives and Trump supporters now they're not the same, because Trump supporters are the people like what's the crazy idiot's name, Marjorie Taylor Greene, you know, like her,
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
yeah, like her, and then what's the name, Laura, the one who was upset she couldn't bring her gun into the Capitol when there's a literal law against that.
Which is hilarious. Like, yo, you know that's a felony that you
Right.
can't a firearm on a federal building.
Like,
You know this.
Like that happened, and she posted on Twitter. She was upset. She posted an ad like this is me calling out Congress or calling out the federal government because my Second Amendment right is being infringed on. And said, "Aren't you a congressman? Don't you work in? Do you know what DC is? And not even the fact they're blue. That's a literal felony."
Like this is come on. It's not saying that you can't have a gun. You just can't get in here.
Walk with it into the.
They're not using their common sense, though.
No,
they're not.
They would have to have it to use.
It's like, are you? It made no sense.
So can we really acknowledge for a fact that this is the state of our country, that our country is run by a bunch of people who clearly cannot see who clearly cannot see what's really going on around them. They're in these positions of power acting like they know, but they're not even able to see their own shit.
I'm wondering, how do you fake a school shooting? How do you fake a school shooting?
Yo, that lady, man, that lady is aggravating, dog. Like, how you gonna walk up on a kid who had some of his friends get shot at, and be like, how you gonna say that this, that was fake? Like, yo, that lady is cold, man. That lady is cold. Yeah. And it was wild that the House stripped her of all of her like committees. But
I was confused about. I thought people would be more upset about what you said about 9/11, because you know how them people love.
About 9/11,
huh? She said that she doesn't. In her opinion, she said she doesn't believe that a plane crashed into the Pentagon.
But that's been a very common said theory. I've seen that from just about anybody on any side at this point. I mean, there was I don't know if it's up there now, but there was a series on Netflix called Conspiracy Theories, and the first episode I want to say was about the 9/11 attacks.
Well, if it was, we'll put it this way. So, here's what I got to say about that, and this is why whenever I hear people say that, I say, okay, if it's fake, if it was fake, right, or staged, or however you want to put it, where are all those dead people?
Now, here's the thing about that.
No, I know they're dead.
No, but here's the thing. Yeah, they're dead, but the people that are saying that it's staged are saying that it was set up by our government. Not that whole thing didn't happen, because we know people died. I mean, Thea Trinidad's dad died in that, so we know.
No, I'm saying they say that, and then they'll say like the school, like I said about the school shootings. She said the school shootings was a hoax, like a hoax as in it didn't happen. So I was like, okay, if that's the case,
that is wild.
Yeah, like in Sandy Hook, where are those 26 kids? In Parkland, where or however many kids died in that? Because I can't remember the number. Where are all those people? That's what I want to know. If it's fake, it's like that's me throwing them a bone. It's like, here, humor. I know it's absolutely stupid and it makes no sense, but I'm gonna humor you for about 5 minutes.
Now here's my thing. Here's my question, because I have to, just for my need for understanding,
right?
Because I know she's using the words that she's using, fake, but is she saying fake like it was a work, as in pro wrestling terms?
Some of what she was saying was that it was like a false flag, meaning that the story being told to us about it is not what actually happened, if something happened at all. Now, that lady was she was out of pocket with some of this, and I also think that she probably should have shut up. But she really was saying a lot of these joints were false flags, man. Meaning that, like, just the story behind it was kind of wild. And I chilled out on her a little bit because the 9/11 joint to me also don't add up. I know that it happened. I was a kid. I watched the buildings fall on TV. Like, it was at school. Cut the news on. I'm like, why? But I know it's real. I don't necessarily believe the story behind it either. And I don't believe the story behind it from a scientific standpoint, a material science standpoint. Like, things don't add up the way that they talked about it, and the way that the Twin Towers fell looked like a free fall.
Yeah, controlled demolition. Honestly,
Yeah, it looked like a controlled demolition.
yeah.
You
You
watch
can look
other
at any demolition video on YouTube. It looks exactly the same.
floor by floor, doom, instead of it being a structural crash, because for one, the building would have like kind of toppled, but it fell in on itself.
And then they both did that. So it's like, what?
All right, that's.
And then there's also Building 7, which was around the corner, and that also ended up being blown to pieces.
Yep.
But
Same
that's not something they talked about. So then the stuff with the Pentagon, they said a plane crashed into it, but there were no like plane remnants left at the crash site.
Or video.
So it's like, how does a place with security footage not capture footage of a plane crashing into the building?
And this goes back to me not trusting our government in a lot of cases, because this is like a lot of stuff comes up. It's like, really? This is real shady. I'm not saying you're lying. I'm just saying that what you're saying right now is kind of fishy, and
I'll give you an old one. Roswell, New Mexico, 1947. They said a weather balloon crashed. I'm like, a weather balloon got this much fanfare? Like, what? What?
Like, I'm that type of person where like I will pay attention to a conspiracy theory.
Oh, me too. Because it's more likely.
There's times where a lot of these conspiracy, like some of the ones that we've heard over the last year, have been absolutely stupid. 5G. 5G's causing coronavirus, but coronavirus is in all these countries in Africa who have no 5G towers.
Oh, by the way, New Zealand is like, I saw footage of New Zealand and they look pretty clear over there in New Zealand.
One of those countries did nothing and they're clear. I forget what country it was.
It was Vietnam. I want to say it was Vietnam.
I want to say they did nothing.
It was one of those
they just
like smaller countries.
Ride it out. But we couldn't ride it out because America's not in the health, is not really health-wise, and not where they need to be to ride any kind of virus like that out.
You could have summed up everything you just said by saying Florida.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want to keep it a band, you want to keep it a stack, just say Florida.
Basically. Shout out to all my family down there in the America's Peninsula.
Yes, I hope they're doing well, because Lord of mercy.
They're doing fine.
Okay.
But I think the narrative she wanted to push when she did confront that school shooting survivor, David Hogg, was that it was a false flag trying to infringe on the Second Amendment.
I'm glad you brought up Hogg, though. I've seen him on at least two different, like, he's been a victim in at least two different like major incidents. So I think that is driving people to think, is this guy a crisis actor?
Who was that?
I mean, that is pretty sketchy, honestly.
Yeah, that's what kind of got me. I was like, yo, now I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, that shit didn't happen. Like, I'm pretty sure it happened. But his presence, that makes me kind of think that maybe there's more to it.
I've seen that now that you bring it up. And look, if like we all can agree that somebody went in there and shot up those schools. That there is no way anybody says nobody went there did that, they're just flat out stupid.
Yeah, like, come on.
Now, motives, that can always be debated.
That's the thing that comes back down to it, right? It's like when you see a country that clearly doesn't care about human life, like they kind of do, but they do on the surface so that they look good. But when you see a country that really don't care about human life, it's clear that they will sacrifice people for their own ends. And even more clear that they will sacrifice poor people and people of color. It's not too often that they're taking out, rich, well-to-do people in these kind of situations. They're going after regular, everyday folk who do not have the power to do anything about it when it's all said and done. So
which kills me when I think about, like, I can't believe that a rich white guy, a shitty ass businessman, was able to convince a bunch of poor people that he was just like them, and convince them enough to to turn into worship of him, so that he could pass whatever agenda he wanted that didn't do them any favors.
Which
Every time
is
I think about
sad
it,
because this is a historical lesson right
yeah,
here. This shit happens a lot. You
yeah,
got, I mean, we got any fascist rise to power. You saw that Mussolini, Hitler. You saw that. Like you have this charismatic character that the people listen to, and honestly, when you're being objective about it, this person is wilding out.
Mm-hmm.
But they found a way to get to the people. They gave the people who were not thinking a lot deeper than they should have an enemy. You gave some people that are willing to do a common enemy, that status quo, that other right there, and then maintain the status quo. You put it as though you don't have what you want and what you need because they're taking it from you. So then we have the whole victimhood blaming part where now you're seeing folk out here talking about this is the worst time to be a white male in America. Like, shut up.
you just
Shut
Why do they have
up.
such a fixation on being victim? It's
right.
like black people say, "Hey, we've been through this, that, and the third." Other races say, "We've been through this, that, and the third." People across seas, "Hey, we got wars going on." White people are like, "Well, the Irish were slaves too." Like, what?
Hey yo, but like there are a few moments. There are some exceptions in that.
Right. I'm not sitting here saying that there is no time in history where white people haven't been victimized.
Yeah,
But
but my thing is like, there's not an institution still dedicated to keeping them down. Like the
Right.
fact that the Irish are
Yeah.
slaves, that has no bearing on today. We're still dealing with the effects of slavery and segregation 400 something years later.
Bro, we are still like the main slave source in this country. It's not
Exactly.
like we're dealing with the effects of it. We are dealing with it today.
Yeah,
And it's so
it's
like
just
when I was in college, I wrote a paper and my classmates looked at me like I was crazy. It was called The Fall of the Transatlantic Slave Trade and the Rise of the Prison Industrial Complex. Those things literally are connected to each other. They're a generation apart. When Civil War ended and slavery became illegal, really they just limited it. So then it became prison slave labor, and the convict lease system took off. The convict lease system became private prisons, which is where we are right now. This shit ain't never go away.
Yep.
It changed up. So like seeing that, understanding these things, it definitely make you look at your country weird. And then understanding the way both sides played in it. I can't really claim Democrat or Republican. I feel like they both just set us up.
Yep.
I'm like, I know people don't like when people say this, but I just feel like they're two of the same coin. Like everybody,
Yeah.
like here's my thing, because I get it. Trump did some horrible stuff. He's not a great person. But I'm not going to get mad at somebody they voted for Trump because the other guy that was running against him ain't good either.
Yeah.
So
it's
it was
very
like,
hard.
I've been saying, you got trash versus trash. Which one are you taking?
Hopefully all of it to the curb.
Yeah. I
And,
mean, I
and
hope you don't just leave
know,
your trash sitting in the middle of the floor.
And I know Trump really empowered some individuals to bring out their racism, but I really feel like Biden is empowering people to bring out their form of racism just as well. It's just not the way. It's not the way that it was during 2017 to 2020.
How was Joe Biden encouraging?
I was about to say the same thing.
So,
like what?
I've been saying this whole time since the whole Black Lives Matter movement really kicked off again. When everything happened with George Floyd and everything.
Okay.
I had red flag, like I had these weird red flags. So when I know not every white person is racist, but when I start seeing a mass group of white people starting to try to stand in the front of the line of the BLM movement, I was like, okay, let me take a step back. Because I know we talk a lot about Malcolm X, but nobody wants to talk about what Malcolm X said about the white liberal.
Go ahead.
So
no,
that was the one thing people always ignore about Malcolm X, because he said a lot of stuff, but when he's talking about the white liberal, that's the one that everybody wants to kind of, okay, he didn't say that, but he said that they will try to stand in front of our movements and to control it, as if it's their own. So once I saw that, I felt like there's nothing wrong with them joining our movement. I mean, there was plenty of people who joined the civil rights movement. We got your John Browns during the abolitionist movement. I understand that.
Hey, yo, John Brown.
When they're all trying to stand in front of the movement like that.
Yeah, John Brown was certified Harper's Ferry bad boy.
The View was the other thing that really hit me when they had what's his name up there. We talked about it last when they had what's his face on The View, and they would not let him talk.
Oh, Van
Jones. When they had him on up there, he took a picture with Candace Owens because they were at a bipartisan event, and so that caused a big issue because he took a picture with a black woman. That's racist. Somehow they brought racism into it when he's taking a picture with a black woman.
On The View?
I am still confused. I am still caught in some kind of genjutsu because you haven't answered how Joe Biden is bringing out people's racism.
I appreciate you.
Because it's just a different form of it.
What form?
Very overt in their racism.
What you have to
more implicit.
Okay, so what has Joe Biden done that has exposed people's racism since he's been in office? I'm
not going to say it. Look, it hasn't. This is my fear.
You said that Joe Biden was bringing out racism in people.
I should. Okay, my fault. I fear that's
right now. You said
because what I've been seeing already, though.
I think
because this is people that who lean towards that side. So I'm seeing is like, is this? And maybe I'm wrong. I might be wrong, but this is just how I'm feeling right now.
I don't feel like you answered the question.
You didn't.
Joe Biden bringing out racism in people. If we were talking about Trump bringing out racism in people,
which he did. Like he brought out some
I'm not denying that.
My man talked about building a wall. My man said, it's a whole China virus. He started doing make sure China down.
He called the people in Charlottesville very fine people. He called the people in Michigan who raided the Michigan State Capitol very fine people. He said that that the governor of Michigan, Governor Whitmer, that I forgot what he said, but he said sorry, that was my bad. He said that what happened, he was basically not condoning. He was saying
enabler, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, he was enabling it basically.
So I feel like it's that whole you need me to help you type of mindset that people are starting to use on us that is powered, I feel like, deeply by the left.
That's
you feel like Joe Biden in particular is doing that.
Have you seen his Zoom call with the civil rights leaders?
I did see some of that. That joint was goofy. I was like, this nigga look.
That's why though.
But
that's where I'm feeling from.
That's not. How's that bringing out racism? Because
it's not being seen as that, because it's not the racism that we're used to seeing, that we've been seeing for the last 4 years. Maybe I'm just looking at things from a different light, though.
I'm trying to figure. I'm hearing what you're saying. I'm hearing what you're saying. That it probably him sitting up there. I didn't see it myself, but I imagine Joe Biden sitting in front of a bunch of civil rights leaders, and his rhetoric is he's gonna sound kind of goofy, because just whatever.
He sounds like an old white person that is subliminally racist, but don't think they're racist.
Okay.
is the way that it came across with that.
And that's kind of how I'm feeling with a
really
lot of what
trying
I'm
to say
seeing.
anything to make you feel bad, but it's that like when you sit back on it, you're like this man really just said this to me.
And I guess that's how I'm seeing it. How people are coming out with it.
So okay, so you think so? Okay, so the racism you're talking about is it's bringing out people's, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm the idiot. Maybe I'm like,
you're not. Nobody's an idiot here. It's just
no,
how
I'm saying maybe I'm the guy who's thinking like, okay, when he says bringing out the racism, he's not saying they're bringing out the neo Nazis and the Proud Boys.
Oh, no, definitely not.
They're bringing out the people who are like who
The
may be a little
condescending
too.
folk.
They're okay, so they're bringing out the a little, the condescending, yeah, okay.
And that's really if I had to describe how he was during that 1 hour and 40-minute Zoom call, and if you need me to, I have it in my
I'm good.
I'll share it if you need it. But he just came off very condescending. Okay. And that's how and that's what it looks like. Go back to the whole situation on The View. It just comes off very condescending. And then I was reading the book by Ibram X. Kendi, and about how people felt like the Brown versus Board of Education ruling came off as, oh, y'all need white people. So I forget who it was wrote about it, that they felt like it was made to seem like, oh, we need white people to have good education.
It was a lot going on with that. I can understand, but I feel like to say that he's bringing out racism.
Yeah, you're very
honestly give that man too much credit. He might be saying some stuff that's a little bit left. You're like, but when you look at the things that he's actually trying to do in comparison, it is way different. He put other people in power to give them a voice and have them get out here and like go hard. His cabinet selection, the people that he had appointed to these different positions, clearly was showing a little bit something different. And if anything, I think it's a good start, because Trump wouldn't even work for real with people unless they were kissing his ass.
Yeah.
This person right here, Biden, he said some stuff everybody ain't agree, but if you're good at what it was you're doing, and we only a month in, but
I'm not saying that he's horrible at it, he's doing a horrible job at anything.
And I ain't saying that he's gonna be the best person neither.
Like I feel like a lot of his, I mean, to be honest with you, a lot of the things that he's putting in place is not, you're not going to really see how it's turning out until a year or two to his presidency. So you can't really judge. I'm not the type of person that's going to judge his presidency off of his first year. I didn't judge Trump's presidency off his first year. I waited to see how things are going to be after the fact.
Nah, man. The first year of Trump's presidency, I feel like that was a clear sign, yo. I feel like he had signed that tax law. He started talking about the wall, and then within like the first few months, you can see that he was capping, because some of the stuff he said he was gonna make a priority was not happening. He gave us a pretty good sign, dog. And then Charlottesville was 2017, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So that technically is like within
the my first. Thing. We knew how he was when he saw us. We saw that in 2015 when he said, "I'm about to run for president." So
like it was the first time,
huh?
It won't like that was his first time running.
Oh no, I mean people saw if you were paying attention to how he was talking crazy in 2013, you should have peeped it then with the whole birther situation. What was that 2013, somewhere around there?
Yes, because he ran that last time Obama ran too.
So when birther came out, I kind of was like, all right.
It's a crazy world, man.
You know what's not crazy? Listen to that Black Pumas album. That thing is amazing.
Still came back to it, yo. That's
about to drop some heat for this year.
That thing is good. I put my parents on it, bro.
I believe they will like it. It's funky.
I showed them. I was riding in the car with my dad. And I said, "Dad, you got to listen to the song." I showed him the song "Colors."
Yeah.
And then every time I pop on TV, they'll call me and say, "Is this a song you're talking about?" I say, "Yeah." I told the dad's like, "You got to listen to the whole album." I even told my mom to give it a listen.
Your mom?
Yeah.
That would be a shock.
Yeah, man.
That's about as shocking as getting them to watch wrestling.
Well, like I said, I got him for I got him to watch it for my birthday. You know, I got that. So
family bonding time.
yeah. So I mean,
But if you got to go ahead and get out, man, we ain't gonna hold you too much longer.
Hey, yo, I definitely appreciate y'all for bringing me back. I know we got talking a little bit about everything, but this has been love, right?
Yeah. How about
Isaac and Brand, I
Grammys?
want y'all to stay around because I want to run a few more things around with y'all about on the podcast, obviously. But we got to talk sports.
All right, here I was gonna say, Isaiah, you want to remember how we talked about the Grammys? Like a while back? Yeah, I was like, here. How about after the Grammys, we call you back and we go.
Oh yeah, I was about to say when are the Grammys actually?
Isn't it next Sunday?
Next Sunday?
I know it's in this month. It's either next Sunday or the 28th. Hold on, let's see.
Grammy Awards are airing Sunday, March 14th. We got time.
That's today.
This is February, bro.
Oh, March 14th.
Hey, Mio, don't hurt yourself.
Oh.
Hurt yourself in confusion.
I heard 14.
Hey, put your hazards on. I don't want to see you going over 15.
Yeah, I love y'all, man.
All right, man. You be easy out here.
Hey, yo, I want to say one thing before I break out, yo. So on some new music stuff, if y'all like Eric the Architect, you know, Flatbush Zombies, he dropped a little EP recently. That joint is dope.
I'll check it out because I'm big on Flatbush Zombies. So.
Oh yeah, now Eric the Architect, man, he dropped something recent here, yo. That joint is pretty tight. Small, short thing. He got one track out of there. I think Let It Go with Loyal Carner from the UK. That's a pretty dope track, man. Y'all should check it out.
All right, just added it to my library.
Also, apparently, Skepta is on a new piece. I don't know if you are familiar with Skepta's work. He's on the album, featured on the album with Slow Tie. They're both British rappers. It's actually a pretty good album. The song is called Cancelled. That's the new music I peeped, so it was pretty good.
I know about both of them. That's what's up.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Also, I know it's a while back, but the album Gorillas, the Song Machine Season 1, check it out. It's got a variety of stuff in there. They even got Elton John featured on that album. So
the last one they did?
Yeah. Song Machine Season 1, yeah, it's really
kind of out there. It ain't hit me the same, you know.
Yeah.
Happy.
Oh wait, did you listen to it?
I did listen to it.
Yeah, it was how was it? What'd you think of it?
It ain't hit the same. That nostalgia. Like, I know that there was death in the Gorillas, and apparently the old boy right now is channeling his fallen comrades. But it don't feel the same though. I mean,
it just doesn't feel like Clint Eastwood or Clint Eastwood back then.
I mean, it's not supposed to. It's new music. It's been a long time. It's just, I don't know. It ain't really where I'm at as much right now. I don't care as much for the electronica kind of stuff, and that's where a lot of it was feeling.
That's fair.
So yeah,
that's fair.
I'm on that soul, man. Give me that funk. Know what I'm saying?
Hey, bro.
That'll vibe right with me. But look, I'm gonna holler at y'all next time. All right.
All right, bro.
All right.
Nice talking to you.
You really about to go back to NXT?
Peace.
No.
Oh, you're talking about Eli Drake? Hang on. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Fireworks.
Are you talking about Eli Drake?
Yes.
Yeah, I just saw it on Twitter.
Is he going back to NXT?
Well, he's. I mean, dog, really?
WWA's not doing much right now. So
really, Breon?
Hey, yes, sir. Where's the lie at?
I mean, it's not, that was
I'm hyped. I don't care. I'm hyped. They got a legit talker NXT now. That's dope. I don't care. But let's talk sports, man.
Let's talk sports, fool.
So we got a lot going on in the NFL. So
Tom Brady's a cheater. We said he was.
Let's go ahead and start on Sunday because
he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT, apparently. I heard.
Evidently,
no,
he's the greatest.
Bill Russell is the GOAT.
Greatest athlete in sports, even though he's not athletic.
Bill Russell won his rings when there was like 3 teams. Stop. Jordan is the GOAT.
The unathletic Tom Brady is the greatest athlete ever. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Who?
Serena Williams is the GOAT. Okay.
Serena Williams is probably the greatest athlete of all time. And Jordan is the greatest sports person. ever to do
But
it.
you know, that's been the whole debate. I don't care, to be honest with you. I still think the defense carried that team to that Super Bowl win.
They did, but you know who they gave the credit to, right?
Just like
I
2002.
mean, and quarterback's always going to get the credit. Let's be real. They're going to give Russell Wilson credit for that Super Bowl win in Super Bowl 48, but we know.
I was going to say Tom Brady's white privilege is showing because they gave him credit for something he didn't do.
Stop.
Only quarterbacks that don't get credit for their Super Bowl wins is Trent Dilfer. And who was it for? Doggone, it was another one.
Russell Wilson.
No, Russell Wilson gets credit.
Yeah. Also, I got a little.
Dilfer.
What you got? No, what you got?
Who was the Bucs quarterback when they won?
It's not a joke, but he was
Brad Johnson. Trent Dilfer and Brad Johnson.
My biggest fear is losing Sierra, and I was like, "What?"
Dog. Y'all are not going to sit here and disrespect this man for loving his wife.
Before you say anything,
what you mean to me, you said.
Before you say anything, I didn't do anything. Okay.
I know who exactly what it was because he's been doing it since somebody posted it in the group. He's not a simp. He's a real man.
He's a real simp. Yeah.
Look, I am an advocate.
Why can't he
I'm an advocate for respectful simping now. So
why can't he be both? Why can't he both be both?
But he's a simp.
I'm an advocate for respectful simping, so it's okay.
Right. Like I respectfully simp, you know.
I respectfully simp. Ari Lennox. So
who do I respectfully simp? What?
She didn't respond back to me, so I was kind of upset, but I still respectfully simp.
I mean, I respectfully simp Rosemary. You know, she likes my tweets every now and then.
Well, she has only artist that really likes my comments and then talks to me every now and then is Michaela Janae. But
who?
She's a singer, Michaela Janae.
I mean, I'm kind of respectfully simping this girl I just talked to. That I'm going to talk to unless.
Is that really respectfully simping, or is that just you trying to hit or trying to court?
First of all, I'm not trying to court. I am going day by day. I'm trying not to get in. You know, I'm trying not to do what Russell Wilson would say. I'm not trying to get in head over heels.
Please stop.
That sounds like something.
Speaking of Russell Wilson, let's go ahead and talk Russell Wilson while we're at it. So Russell Wilson. I guess he had flashbacks watching the Super Bowl.
Russell Wilson called Sierra his old lady.
He called her an old bag. hey, my name's Russell Wilson. I am not happy in Seattle. I know what you were gonna say, Bill.
All right, but no. Well, so basically, it wasn't that he wasn't happy. He's not happy in Seattle. He watched the game and he got flashbacks watching Patrick Mahomes have to run back 500 yards throughout the course of a game.
Well, these guys do not know how to run forward.
Huh?
Like, I get infuriated when I watch quarterbacks roll out and then they keep rolling backwards. Like, idiot, run forward.
You can't
run forward. How the run was
there's a hole. There's called a hole. Like if you see the hole,
but he didn't have a hole. Every single time he ran backwards, he was. Who are you talking about though?
I'm talking about like when he kept rolling back. He rolled back. I see like find the open space. You know, like he's athletic enough to where he could juke some people.
Right. So to be fair, have you ever played NFL 2K5?
No.
All right, there's a game on what they call first person player. It's not easy seeing in helmets.
Okay. Sorry.
So, I mean, whenever you get to come over here and I get to let you play, then you will understand. Just actually just check it on the YouTube. You'll see how difficult it is to see in a helmet. I wouldn't know personally because I've never played football. Thanks, Mom.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not easy seeing in a helmet, so I can understand sometimes where you would see, dude, there's a hole there, and like they probably just don't see it. So a lot of the times he was just being pressured, so he had to run back and forth, and surprisingly, he wasn't sacked as much as he probably should have been. And there was a lot of passes that he should have had caught. So A, his line was a blocking, and B, his receivers were the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was out there hitting people in the helmet with his throws. So he was deadly accurate. I just wanted the little Giants moment where he threw the ball into the helmet and just got stuck there. That'd have been a Super Bowl highlight for you. So back to Russell Wilson. He saw flashbacks and I forget whose show he was on. He was talking about how
Dan Patrick.
Thank you. So he wasn't happy with the fact that he's been so frequently on the ground.
Does Russell Wilson say, I'm going to give her the old razzle dazzle before making love to Sierra?
Yes, every single time.
No, we're not doing
He
this.
yells it. He yells it at Wayne. Like, baby, I want to give her the old razzle dazzle. He his ankle and wiggles his leg. Yes, sir.
Baby.
He does the pose and everything.
No, we're not doing this. So basically,
the picture with the hat.
Evidently, the front office was not happy about him criticizing the protection, which, I mean, the guy has earned the fact that he's earned this much to be able to say, look, the one thing I want my team to do in this offseason is make sure I'm protected.
Russell Wilson tells his fellow teammates when they're in trouble, the boss is gunning for you.
Okay. You're out of here, capiche? He's like, don't let the door hit you with a good words.
Don't let the door hit you. Don't let the door hit you.
He's like right in the guys. Don't let the door hit you with a good words.
All right, so here's my thing. Do y'all think that Russell Wilson do y'all think the Seahawks should go ahead and make sure that the man's protected next year?
Yeah, absolutely. Take care of your biggest asset.
Because at this point, you're kind of playing with your money if you don't. Because if you trade Russell Wilson, then you have money that's going to be in dead cap. So you're losing money either way. So they definitely need to go ahead and take care of that. I mean, they got a really good offensive lineman in the draft last year. So I will give them credit. They have improved in their O-line, but it's still not good enough to where they need to be at. So definitely, I don't believe that for a second that they're going to be trading Russell Wilson. I know the whole thing is out there. People are, because we're in this crazy year where everybody seems to be wanting to get traded. We've already had the trade with not Carson Wentz. That hasn't happened yet, which is weird because I thought that would have happened by now. But you had the trade with Matt Stafford and
Russell
Jared Goff.
Russell Wilson.
Deshaun Watson wants to be traded. We're probably going to see Sam Darnold get traded. We're probably going
Russell Wilson, really, Breon?
Yes, sir. I'm here for it.
Russell
Wilson. I can't stand you. Russell Wilson, ladies and gentlemen. That's Breon for you. But what else has been going on? Dak Prescott has yet to be signed. Evidently, he wants around $40 million. Should they give him that much?
Nope.
Why not?
He's not a $40 million quarterback. $30 million.
So you risk losing him. And do you think you could get a better quarterback than Dak Prescott right now without losing key players? Because if you want Deshaun,
not without losing
Watson,
key players.
you're going to have to give up a pretty penny for him. You're probably going to give up one of your receivers. So you're talking about either they're not giving up. What's the rookie?
CeeDee Lamb.
They're not giving away Cordell Darius.
It's Clarks and Daniels, but sure.
It's actually damn, I forgot what it was.
Cedric D. Entertainer.
Kevin with a C.
I was gonna say it's not Cassius Demetrius. It's Cassius Demetrius actually.
It's Kevin Devin.
Look at Russell. Look at Russell.
Yeah, Kevin with a C.
You're wrong for that.
This is Russell at the Super Bowl.
You're wrong.
So I mean,
that's the face he made when he threw that pick.
You're wrong for this.
I'm ignoring ignoring Breon.
No, you need to check that. That's your quarterback, dog. 100%.
The face he made after he threw the pick against the Patriots.
God damn.
Yo, leave Tiger alone, bro. That man ain't even black.
Oh man, that's what Sierra said. My body is Valentine's Day gift.
They're having a party right now, so shut up.
I'm sure they are. Sick freaks.
I mean, she said her body's his party.
They played that song every time I went to the station. They tired of that shit.
Well, body party was lit. Shut up.
It was, but not when you hear it every single day at the same time.
Body party or 1-2 step.
Oh, I'm gonna go 1-2 step because I put it on. Don't get me wrong.
Enough of Sierra.
Here, question.
Let's say Dak Prescott leaves Dallas. Hypothetical.
Okay.
Do you all see y'all picking up?
I don't know.
I mean, do you think y'all can win with do you think you all could win with the Red Rifle?
No.
We need to get Gucci Danucci in there.
Do you really think Danucci's better than Dalton?
No, God.
I think Andy Dalton is a solid quarterback. And I think here's my thing. If your defense was better.
They need to draft like strictly defense this year. Strictly defense.
I don't know. I think
nothing else.
A lot of people are expecting y'all to get a line to get that line right too, because y'all really
okay, offensive line and defense. That's it. Offensive line and defense. That's it.
If y'all get the defense right and Zeke gets back to that form that we know he's been at, I think you could win with Andy Dalton.
Also, no more Life of Pablo released 5 years ago today.
That was a very solid album. I think I'm gonna go listen to it again. But I think you all could win with Andy Dalton. To be honest with you, in the right system, I still think that Sam Darnold could be a solid quarterback in this league.
Okay, Colin Cowherd.
No, I'm so serious. I think Adam Gase. I mean, we've seen how a quarterback can be better in a different system. As inconsistent as Jared Goff is, he was a lot better in the system that he was with under the new coach than he was with the coach that drafted him. I can't even think of the coach that drafted him because he was so
Todd Bowles.
No, it wasn't Todd Bowles. He was the coach for the Titans too.
Malarkey?
Not Malarkey.
Well, that's a lot of malarkey.
He had issues with Vince Young too.
That's what Russell Wilson says, malarkey.
Jeff Fisher.
Russell Wilson.
Oh yeah.
Mr. 8-8.
Russell Wilson doesn't say. Russell Wilson doesn't cuss when he doesn't say bullshit. He said that's a load of malarkey.
I've actually heard
this baloney out of here.
But we'll see. I don't see Dak Prescott not being a Cowboy.
So here, can we talk about fans right quick and fair weather fans? Because apparently Cowboys fans, I've been saw this on Twitter that if some people are like, if Dak leaves, so am I. I'm like, where are you going? So what?
I said bye.
Right?
I mean, you saw that with Tom Brady. A lot of Patriots fans jump ship with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Breon knows exactly what I'm talking about too.
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah.
Corner.
Yeah. A real shame.
And he wasn't the only one, obviously.
Did he really change teams though?
I don't think he changed teams, but there have been people that have changed teams, and they were. They kind of went the LeBron route. There's a lot of people that are LeBron fans.
Yeah.
So wherever LeBron goes, they go. So it's kind of like that. They're not necessarily Patriots fans. They're Brady.
That's the biggest cop out for being a bandwagon, though.
I wasn't really a
yeah, I didn't like the team. LeBron. I'm like, bro, shut up.
Like that's like me saying I'm not a Mavericks fan. I'm not a Suns fan. I'm a Steve Nash fan. which I am.
Can we talk about Steve Nash?
What about
Hey,
How horrible of a head coach he is. He is a horrible head coach.
Hey, don't blaspheme my favorite player like that. I don't care if he is a bad
great
coach.
player. Don't get me wrong, amazing player. But just because you're an amazing player doesn't mean you're a great head coach. Hi, Derek Fisher.
Okay. What
the man. I guess it makes sense that he's modeling himself after the head coach that got him to where he is, Mr. Mike Antoni. Yes, I said that on purpose, Antoni.
Shut up, dog. Oh my God.
He lost the first letter of his last name. I'm not saying that letter.
What?
Oh, I thought you were comparing his name to yours, Anthony.
No, because his last name is Antoni.
But now
he doesn't have that first letter.
Okay.
That doesn't make sense. Wait.
So
whatever.
His last name is Antoni. So I took away the D.
The Seahawks.
First of all, who are you to take away his D? Are you a doctor?
Whoa, why are we touching D's?
Right?
This is why I didn't want to say the letter.
Right? Over here being weird, taking men's D's and stuff.
Being weird. Taking men's D's.
Because he doesn't believe in defense. This is why they are on pace to have the worst. They're on pace to have the worst defense in NBA history.
Well, you still didn't have to take his D. I don't know what his D has anything to do with it.
If Steve Nash had one, I'd take that too. And what's his middle name?
Whoa.
Oh my God. Are you trying to say Steve Nash is a woman? Good Lord. What a madman.
What is his middle name?
I don't know. Let's find out.
No, he ain't got. It's Steve John Nash.
Yeah, Johnny Nash. Johnny Nash. No.
So, obviously, he realized he doesn't deserve one either because his team doesn't play defense.
You're making some very bold statements right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're out here making the worst teams look like playoff teams.
Touching D's.
You want to know what? Let's look at their schedule. I'm going to look at their schedule and see what the points they've allowed.
Well, I still don't think that they deserve to have their D's taken away. Like that's a problem. Like that's a problem. If you believe that, then you should seek therapy. You should seek therapy if you believe that they should have their D's taken away. I'm
problematic, sir, and it's okay.
No, I don't think that's okay. Breon, back me up here. That can't be okay.
What's not okay? I'm sorry, I was watching a video.
Anthony over here mad, and so he said he's gonna take another man's D. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, why are you touching that, man? Get your hands on the
thing. For real. Like,
all right, so here's the amount. Oh, they had one game within the last few games where they've allowed less than. All right, let's just say the beginning of the year. So here's the amount of points that they've allowed. New Year's Day, they allowed 96 points. Great. 122, 96, 109, 110, 116, 116, 109, 115, 123, 147.
Okay, to be fair, we knew that when James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving were coming together, the defense was not coming together.
And it gets worse though, because that 147 was in double overtime, so that was cool. But it gets worse. 113, 124 in regulation, 85 anomaly, 120, 128, 125, 149 in regulation.
Did anybody else hate the was anybody else not a huge fan of the Equalizer on CBS?
I haven't watched it. You know me, I don't really watch a lot of TV.
Oh, he did sign. I'm looking at Eli Drake. He better be NXT champion at some point this year.
I thought it was Eli.
I mean, the dude is like one of the best talkers in the company already, just walking in. Yeah. Who's a better talker than Eli Drake outside of maybe I'll put him with Pat McAfee already.
I was gonna say Roman Reigns because he's the head of the table.
NXT.
Okay.
I mean,
nobody better talker than Eli Drake. He walks in the best talker.
I was gonna say Killer Cross because I mean, you haven't stood in the same room as Killer Cross. That man That man's scary, bro. Like, bro, that man is
probably on his way out.
Of what?
NXT.
I'm just saying, while he's in it, that man, I believe that man can do anything because he's.
Oh yeah.
He.
But yeah, that 149 in regulation really just threw me off.
I stood in the same room with that dude, and I'm like, bro, like, I'm sorry.
Please read that last meme.
My husband is playing a new Pokemon game called Gorrilla. I'm not reading the rest of that.
Jesus Christ. First time I saw it, I'm like, oh my God, no.
When he finally climbs down from his truck after out-revving all the other trucks at the Sonic Park.
He's about to catch a Dom Top and has to go out for an hour.
Dom Top. Oh my gosh, bro.
Does anybody else want Roman Reigns to bring back the big gold belt?
My
yeah, I like big gold.
He's not the big dog.
Big gold. I said big gold. Get out of that genjutsu you're in.
Yeah.
No, look. Y'all gonna stop listening to what IB says.
Who?
He's a troll on the internet. He started talking about the big gold, and then everybody else is like, "Oh snap! Could it be the big gold?" IB is a troll.
I mean, but this is the one thing I agree with them with. They need to bring that belt back.
There's a lot of things I agree with Beast doing when he's being serious, which is very rarely, by the way.
Dog, Eli Drake is gonna pick people apart.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Eli Drake is back at NXT, dog. This is amazing. Yes, you guys, Eli Drake was in NXT once upon a time. He wasn't really featured, but he was there. I didn't realize I was watching old NXT and he was one of the Lumberjacks. I think it was Neville versus somebody. I think it was
Oh, he crashed the site.
Huh?
I didn't know he crashed the thing.
What?
He crashed the pre-show.
Oh yeah. He's up here right now.
Man.
I got to turn this up a little bit. Hold on. I'm gonna pause this.
Yeah, go ahead on and get back.
All right, so back at it. We had to take a little
like a crack addict with some black magic.
But
sorry, I'm so sorry.
It was something else I want to talk about sports wise. Oh, did we talk about they're bringing back NCAA football?
Can we talk about how Man U is kind of eating it right now, although Barcelona is too?
Hey! Let's get back to the topic at hand.
I'm just saying, we're both eating it right now, bro. I share your pain.
Both of us? Oh, never. We good. Thought you were just talking about Man U.
I was.
Hey, fool. Oh, is Barcelona not getting destroyed?
Well, I mean, we're not getting destroyed, but I mean, I know it's like we're like up and down, but with all this messy talk of trying to leave.
Yeah, it's a little messy over there.
Yeah.
I'd say it's a little messy.
So Antoine Winfield got fined for his little troll thing he did to Tyreek Hill.
I mean,
I thought it was funny. It's one of those things where it just came back to bite you. We saw how he did it to Antoine Winfield at the last game the Bucks lost.
Yeah, but it wasn't after the play was over. So
I
don't know. I like drama.
Can we talk about the drama between penalties though? Like 11 penalties for 120 yards, and 4 penalties for 39.
It's a time.
The defense was doing a lot of holding. Now, though, one of those pass interference calls was very shady.
Yeah, like the one where he's
calls were shady, but everything else was fine.
The one where he's running. Can we not talk about that one penalty they didn't get called where they got the interception? We're not going to talk about that, are we?
I didn't see it because I had to go.
What you mean you didn't see it? They showed the replay.
I was getting dressed. I had to go get my brothers from work.
Oh,
okay.
I stopped watching the game for like a hot second.
I was pretty sure it was longer than a second, but okay.
For a cup of coffee.
In the big time.
Bag of popcorn, dude.
Anything else that's JJ Watt got released.
What? Continue.
Yeah. So J.J. Watt is released. Chris Doyle resigned from the Jags. He had a lot of racism claims against him, so he left the Jags.
Wait,
That's
that
not
the
looking
dude that
good
Urban
for
Meyer?
the Jags franchise already.
Isn't that the dude that Meyer brought in person?
Yes.
Yikes.
So if I'm shot, I'm already kind of side-eyeing Meyer already because bringing him in was already going to bring in a lot of issues. And that's the last thing you need to have when you're trying to rebuild a franchise.
That's true.
So I'm already if I'm Shad Khan, I'm already questioning this decision to bring in Urban Meyer. I don't know if it was Shad Khan that made it with Tony Khan. It could have been Nick Khan as far as I'm concerned. Even if he doesn't work for WWE, he doesn't work for AEW. Or
is he an executive with the Jags?
No, he's not even related to the Khans.
Okay, shut up.
It could have been Khan artists as far as I'm concerned.
Could have been Conway Twitty.
Okay.
Could have been Conway the Machine.
Could have been Kanye. What?
Could have been Rob Conway. Oh, I don't remember Rob Conway.
Goddamn.
That was before y'all started watching wrestling. I'm joking. Wasn't he in La Resistance?
I remember La Resistance.
It was
anyway. Here, Takeover starting.
Oh, so I'm just gonna let that take over.
Hold on, I want to say it was Rob Conway and Sylvain Grenier.
Sylvain Grenier? Who?
Sylvain Grenier.
Whatever, dog. Making up words.
That was his name.
Made up.
Yeah, he was.
Anyway, guys, I gotta go.
It was 3 of them.
Your boys gotta go. Your boys gotta go talk to a girl.
All right,
dude,
cool.
Dog,
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get on out of here. Isaac's got a little Valentine date.
I wouldn't call it that. We're trying to see how it goes.
Observe single
girl. I just love you. Like,
we respect women around here, sir.
All right, here we go.
All right, so with that being said, we're going to get on out of here. You all stay safe. Deuces.
Bye. Peace. Love.
And pop.